Day cookie decorating video, and today I'm going to show you how to create royal icing, which is going to be used to decorate your cookies. And you only need a few simple ingredients. So right here we have a 2-pound bag of Domino's confectioner's sugar that we're going to use in the icing. Then we have here meringue powder, and you should use the Wilton meringue powder, and here we have 6 tablespoons. And the reason why you should use the Wilton is because it has the egg whites and the cream of tartar already in it. And then we have 14 tablespoons of water. So what we're going to do is first put in the dry ingredients. So we'll put in the confectioner's sugar. Put all of it inside. It moves like clouds. Okay, and after you have that, you're going to put in the 6 tablespoons of meringue powder. After that, you're going to put down the mixer. And you're going to put that on the wet for a while. Put in the 14 tablespoons of water right through here. I'm just going to put that on low again until peaks form. Okay, so after you add the water to your dry mixture, you want to beat it for approximately like 10 minutes until like the peaks form and it's stiff like this. Immediately after you finish mixing the icing, you want to put it into a plastic container because royal icing crusts over and it dries up really quickly. So just gonna put it into here. So after you have your icing in this container and it's nice and sealed, you could separate it into smaller portions just to color it the colors that you want. Like you could dye them like hot pink or red, whatever Valentine's Day colors you want your icing to be. After we finish making our icing, I'll show you some few simple techniques on how to decorate your cookies. Now this is the fun part. So right here, this technique, I'm going to show you how to flood with thin icing. And then one of the other techniques we have here is piping detail, which looks like it's sewn around the edge here. It looks like lace. And then we have sanding, which is using sparkly sanding sugar, which is red. And then here we have just flooding with a piped, drawn out design over here. Okay, now we're going to flood our cookies with our thinned out icing. And we used Wilton gel paste food coloring to make the colors extra vibrant. And we put them, the flood icing in this tube instead of using the pastry bags, because usually when you use the pastry bags, the icing might come out of the top if you don't know how to grip it properly while you're piping. So we also have tape over the top so that the icing doesn't get dried out. And right here we have our cookie cutter, which is our first cookie we're working on, and it has impressions in it. And this is very hard to find. It also has a scalloped edge. But you don't have to use this. This is just to show you a different technique of piping skills. So we're going to use our red. Take the tape off. And we're just going to follow the outline right here. We're just going to use very light pressure. Now we're just going to fill it in quickly so that we don't have a line showing from where the outline divides from the filling. When you're done flooding your cookie, you might want to have some toothpicks handy to pop the air bubbles. So, and we're just going to pop these bubbles very lightly. Sometimes they don't come out like the first time, so you're going to want to pop them. There you have your first part done. You're just going to let it dry. Half solid and the other half with sanding sugar. So we're just going to take our pink, shake it down a little bit. And we're just going to flood half of the heart cookie, which isn't too hard because it's kind of like a dividing line for the heart. Not going to go too far to the edge so it floods off, but you just want to go enough so that it doesn't leave too much of the cookie. Just go as slow as you need to go. Then we're going to go right up the center. Fill it in. After you have your half of the heart flooded, you can check for air bubbles again. So you're just going to have your toothpicks and you're just going to pop them. And then set them to dry in a safe place so that they're not disturbed. And then our next cookie, we're going to do something really interesting with the drop-in designs. So we are just going to flood the cookie and I'll show you what to do from there to make a really cool design and make it look like it's swirled. So we are going to take our pink icing and we're just going to flood in the heart as normal. This time the whole heart rather than just half. Now after we flooded it and filled it in, outlined it and everything, we're just going to put in our other icing. We're just going to use some white flood icing. And we're just going to drop in some dots while it's wet to give it that swirled effect. So we're just going to go around the outline of the heart.